is I am staking things that I have never staked before. You get more peppers, but I don't like the way it looks. I know somebody's watching this video like, why is she doing this? Because I want to try it and see if it works. And if you know me like I think you know me, you know we're not going over there tonight. Hello, welcome to Yellow Dirt Urban Homestead. I am Asia, and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. And tonight we are outside because we have some things to do. But listen, y'all, I gotta tell y'all, if you saw my last video, my last garden tour, where I showed you, you know, or I've said it a couple of times now, that there was a cat digging. Also thought I had voles. It has just gotten out of control. It has gotten out of control. And I am a bit frustrated about it. And so, since I'm a bit frustrated about it, I'm not doing anything right now. Let me explain. I've thought about a few things. I thought about the fact that cats like, you know, open soil to dig in. So I've thought about the fact that I will probably get some straw and put it on the top of my garden bed. Now, I have used Tractor Supply straw several times. I know that some straws are sprayed. I have not ever had a problem with it, but you know, if that's something you want to do, you might want to ask. So that will be to take care of the cat. Let me just show y'all. The other day, I'm sitting on the porch and I'm like, something was digging right there. Right here. Yeah, something was digging. Do you see everything? I pulled those out of like frustration one day. But yes, something was digging. So I come down here and I'm like, let me see what's going on, because I'm thinking maybe the vole pushed the soil up and maybe it came out of the soil. I don't have a clue, right? As I'm digging, there's cat poop. There is cat poop. I get the cat poop out, but at the same time, I'm like, I have to keep the cat out. I can't just keep pulling the cat poop out of the bed. So right now, I'm taking a break from it. True story. I'm not even worrying about it. Like, y'all can see those beds, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna allow myself the time to like feel annoyed by this cat that won't stay out of my garden. And then this weekend, maybe next week sometime, I will come up with a plan and I will execute that plan. But right now, I'm not dealing with it. But I do want to show y'all something that I'm excited about. Those two garden beds are not going to get me down. I am going to allow myself just to take a breath from them, but they're not going to get me down. Those garden beds will be growing this year, just not right now. But I want to show y'all something. Hold on. The zinnias are starting to bloom, y'all. I'm excited. I told y'all I had staked them. They need to be staked again, like tied to the stake. I need to tie this, which we will get to. But also, if I'm honest, the tomatoes need to be tied up as well. You can see like that's the last string and all of this is new growth. So if you saw my community post, you know I worked all weekend long. I worked in the office from 8:30 to 5 o'clock all weekend long, both Saturday and Sunday. So my garden has some things that needs to be done. But Vevor sent me something, and so I want to share it with you all. I still need to order something for it, and I'm hoping that someone out here in my community can tell me where they would order theirs from if they have it, because I'm very interested in it, but I want to get it open and put up tonight. So let's get that started. By the way, I'm thinking soon it's going to be time to harvest potatoes, because if you can see, they're just kind of laying out. Some of them are still, you know, pretty good and standing up. But like if you come on this side, which is more sun over here, but I have dug down in the bags and they're moist. So I'm thinking it's going to be time to harvest potatoes soon, but we'll see. But right now we're going to get this put up. So what is it? What did Vevor send me? They sent me worm bins. Like, I'm pretty excited about that. Like, I want to worm compost. I think I may have said it before here. If I haven't, I am very interested in doing that. Worm composting, so I can get worm tea, worm castings. So what I need to know from you all is, where would you buy worms from? I've been Googling, but I'm not exactly sure what would be my best place to purchase worms. So if you know a place to purchase worms, put it in the comments below, and we're gonna follow this worm bin all through the summer. But today we're gonna get it set up. I'm hopeful that somebody will tell me where they think is a good place to buy worms. We'll put the worms in here once I get them together, and then we'll follow this worm bin through the summer. Okay, so we're gonna get it open. Here's the thing, I'm gonna put it over by the compost pile and by the comfrey tea. So that's gonna be my little compost space. So these bins are stackable, which is pretty cool. So you can buy one, or you can buy 3, 5, how many you want to buy. They sent me 2. That's exciting, I think, that we'll be able to compost. It looks like it's mostly plastic. I will tell you that. I know some people are not into using all the plastic, but it is plastic, but they're stackable. Oh, look at that. Okay. Oh. When they asked me how many I wanted, I thought that each one was just like one, but you actually get what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 5 in one box. So this is gonna be taller than I expected. I really thought that you only got one. I didn't pay attention to that at all. So I ended up with 2. She asked me how many I wanted, which works out, because now I can have more than one and I can stack them. So that's cool. Thank you, Vevor, for sponsoring this video. And of course, there will be a link to this product below. Y'all know I love Vevor though, so I mean, I haven't gotten anything from them that I told y'all about over here that I did not like. Or that didn't work the way that it was supposed to work. So I'm excited. Pretty easy setup, it looks like, as well, because it pretty much comes assembled, which is cool. So seeing the inside, I guess that's how the worms would be able to. Mosquitoes. Somebody asked me about mosquitoes in my comments. They were like, what do you use for mosquitoes? Like, you are always just kind of roaming around the garden and you don't seem to be smacking yourself or anything. So listen, I don't use anything, and sometimes they definitely eat me up, which is why most of the times you see me, I have on socks, because they eat my ankles up something terrible. Anyway, so this is what it looks like in the inside. So the worms will be able to move back and forth, up and down. That's cool. Let's do some reading. These are all the things it comes with. You got a lid, you got the trays. What are those things? An ant trap. I'm not sure what you would need that for. I'm not good at it. A coconut core mat, coconut core brick. So that's a plus. This spigot in a cup. So it comes with everything you would need to get started, and it's pretty much assembled when you open it, but it does tell you how to assemble it. And then you're ready to worm compost. That's so exciting. All right, so we're gonna go over here and make some space, put these in, and then I'm hopeful to get some good comments in the comments below about ordering worms, and then we're gonna order some worms for this. Okay, so we're gonna leave those there for now, and then once I get some worms, I'm gonna try to find something to sit them up on, just something that's slightly off the ground, so that when I do want to get the worm tea or whatever, I don't have to like pick it up or anything like that. So I'm gonna find something to put under it, so it can sit up off the ground. But yes, someone else asked me, was I still enjoying my reel hose from Vevor? Absolutely. Like, yeah, I have no problem with it. It's sturdy, it's still working. It reaches all the way over to the greenhouse. So yeah, I'm absolutely still loving that reel hose from Vevor. Okay, so one of the things that I'm planning to do this year that I have not done in past years is I am staking things that I have never staked before. I'm staking things that I never staked before because I know that right now everything is low. Like these peppers, they are low. But as the season goes on, they're gonna get high. They're gonna start falling over as the harvests come. And I just want everything to kind of be secure long before that time comes. So what we're doing tonight, one of the things we're doing tonight is we're gonna stake the peppers. The peppers that are in this bed, we're going to stake them. These are just some poles from a greenhouse that I got a while ago. I was buying the cover, but I couldn't find the cover without buying the greenhouse. So I essentially brought a whole new greenhouse. But I am repurposing these. I'm going to use them to stake my peppers. One of my peppers is already on one of these because it had like turned brown and fell over. So I just took the soil and mounded it up around the brown part. It's still alive. It still looks good. And then I staked it so that it wouldn't fall over again. So it worked. So I'm out here tonight after work. Actually, my daughter graduated today. I did not go to work today. My daughter graduated from 8th grade today. I posted it over on Instagram if you are interested. It's Yellow Door Urban Homestead over there. She graduated from 8th grade. I'm about my last child. I only have 2. She's going to high school. I'm about to have a high schooler, y'all. Anyway, a little warm. Like it's nice out here, but it's also warm. You saw I had to put my hair up and I'm sweating. My little edge is about to be toe up. I'm just gonna take this steak and push it down right beside the pepper. Now, yes, I'm probably gonna break a few of their of its roots doing this, and I should have done this when I first planted them out. But listen, I didn't, and that's fine. Somebody said, it's fine, we'll see what happens. I should put it on a shirt. But seriously, that's my thing. My whole thing is I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see if it works. I don't think anything, like it's not gonna kill this plant that I just did that, and I did it late. But yes, I want to stake everything. I'm just gonna take the same string that I used to tie up the tomatoes, and I'm going to loosely tie this pepper to the plant because the pepper is gonna get much thicker and it's gonna get much taller, and I just want it to be staked before the season gets into full swing. So just like this, I'm going to, you can't really see it because of nasturtiums. Let me move those. I'm going to loosely tie this string around the pepper. Just like that. It does not need to be tight because once this pepper grows, like I said, it's going to get much thicker. You don't want it to be like super tight to the to whatever you're gonna stake it with because it's gonna get bigger. But you just want to have something that if that pepper plant gets really heavy and wants to fall over, it can't because it's being held by the stake. You also want to make sure you tie it above a branch because that's what's going to keep the string in place. So you tie it above a branch to a stake very loosely. So let's get that done because I also want to fertilize tonight with a little bit of comfrey tea. Also, I live in an urban setting. My neighbor's kids are outside. They have 5, and so it may be loud tonight. It's just what it is over here. Sorry. So there is this thing that people do. They top their peppers. I do not top my peppers. I think it makes them short and stubby and bushy. Those aren't the kind of peppers plants I want. I want tall and bushy. And I get tall and bushy. When I grow them in the bags, that's what I get. I get tall and bushy, and that's what I want. And I'm okay with that. Maybe why I feel like I have to stake them because I let them grow tall and bushy. But it's just the way I like mine. They say that if you top them, they get bushier and they produce more. I don't know. I've topped them one time and I was not a fan. And I have never tried it again. but that is a thing that people do. They top their pepper plants. Basically, they just chop off the middle. You get more branches. They say you get more peppers. But I don't like the way it looks. And throughout the season, I'll just keep tying them to the stake. These aren't very tall stakes, but the peppers aren't going to grow like indeterminate like a tomato plant. They're going to stop growing. That's what I have experienced. It's not like they're just going to keep growing. So I'm cool with doing it this way. One of my neighbor's kids just said time out, and the other one said, "There's no time out in this game." I'm sorry. I don't know if I ever told y'all, but summer is my favorite season. It's hot, but I absolutely love summer. It's so nostalgic for me. And tonight, when I'm listening to the kids play over there and I'm hearing the motorcycles, although it's not good for this video, it feels like summer. I'm excited. I'm excited because I know like this is gonna be a good season this year. I'm gonna have a great season. I am speaking it into existence. Shoot, my peppers are growing in this bed, and I'm not saying, oh my God, they're yellow, they're stunted, they're not growing like I was last year. I just feel like, it just feels like summer. So now, all of the peppers in this bed are staked, and I think it looks amazing. Like, I think it looks really good. It's gonna make it look much neater as the season goes on. Okay, so if you all remember, I had started some more seeds, some flowers mostly, and I think Swiss chard, and the gumfrina has popped up. And so remember I told you I'm not waiting for true leaves or anything like that. I'm gonna put them in the garden. So we're gonna see how this goes. And remember I told you we had space in the flower bed. So that's what we are about to do. We're going to plant out these gumfrina in the flower bed. And we're gonna plant them out with no rhyme or reason. I just want the flower bed to be big and bushy this year. And so that's what we're going for. We're just gonna throw them in here and see what happens. Okay, so we got those in. Now we did get some coxcomb, and we got a few asters. We got some more calendula, and we got some more marigolds. Aside from that is Swiss chard, which I also need to plant out. Might not get those planted out tonight. Now I am going to be honest with you all. Where I'm planting these, when it rains, when it rains, it bears down off of the gutter. So this may not turn into anything. It really might not. But if it does, that would be cool. So like I said, we got 3 coxcombs. They're pretty much very small, but we're still gonna put them in here. We are going to easily water these in, but make sure that it is moist so that hopefully their roots will take flight and start growing. And now why I don't feel like this is too early is because this is the way that I do my seedlings. I replant them into seed containers like this too. Now the difference is they're not in the elements. This tomato trying to take me out, y'all. This a bush variety. So I'm not taking off any of the suckers, and it is getting wild, and they all need to be tied up again. Like I said about the ones on the other side, but we're not doing that tonight because that takes a bit of time. We're gonna get these out and hope for the best. The flower bed is starting to look really good though. I will tell you that. Like, I put a bunch of zinnias over here, and they're finally starting to get a little bit taller, starting to bush out. So I'm excited about that. We're not gonna put any of this calendula in this bed because we have the foxgloves. So we're gonna put the calendula somewhere else. Not sure where just yet. And we also have runoff at this end of the bed. So nothing does really good down here unless it's tall and like already grown. But we're gonna see what we can do. I can put some more seeds down here anytime I want. And that's, you know, that's the way I garden. It's kind of dry over here too. So we absolutely have to make sure that we water over here. But the coxcomb is pretty small. That's the coxcomb right there. So they're really small. I know somebody's watching this video like, why is she doing this? Because I want to try it and see if it works. That's the only reason why I'm doing it. And if I get lucky, I'll be having all these pretty flowers in this area this summer. And that's the goal. And if it doesn't work, then maybe we'll plant some seeds over here. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I promise. I promise we'll figure it out. What y'all doing in y'all garden? It's getting warm. I tell you that. It's getting warm. So I don't know what y'all doing. I know whatever you're gonna do, if you don't want to do it in the heat, you better do it now. I might wait a little bit on the aster, but I'm gonna find somewhere to put these calendula. I think I'm gonna add them over here. But I feel like those vines are gonna get really big, so maybe not. I was gonna add them over by the candy squash, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna figure out where I am gonna add them though. I wonder if I can add them in the asparagus bed. Give a little sunshine, a little pizzazz to that bed. Okay, so those little guys have been lightly watered in. They're all watered in, and it'll be fine. Or it won't be, and we'll do something else. All right, what else do we need to do tonight? What else do we need to do? I don't think I need to do anything else other than tie up those tomatoes, in which I'm probably gonna do that. I did put the calendula in, so I put the calendula here. So there's some here. And then I put the rest of them on the other side of the bed where I had moved the Lacianato kale to. It's not full sun, I don't think. Like it is shaded for a part of the day. So we'll see. They are right in there. So we got everything planted out that I wanted to have planted out tonight, because I will not more than likely be able to work in the garden this weekend either, because I will be at work again this weekend. There is mandatory overtime while I am upper management. If there's mandatory overtime for my people, I'm going as support, and then I work too. So until that mandatory overtime is lifted, I will be at work on the weekend. Oh, we have some more marigolds. I take that back. We have some marigolds, but I think maybe I'm gonna let those stay, because I wouldn't mind some more marigolds in the block beds. And so let me figure out what's going on with those beds before I plant those out, because I do want them, but I think I want them in the block beds. And since I've lost some things like my leeks at this point, some of these beans are no good. So I'm gonna wait and see, because I may put those marigolds there. Okay, so now we're going to fertilize the tomatoes and the peppers and probably the other beds with some comfrey tea. So I'm going to use 4 cups of comfrey tea to 2 gallons of water. I am not going to fertilize those seedlings that I just put in. So when I fertilize, I'm going to try to make sure that I do not get it on the seedlings, because they're very young for like full strength for like full strength fertilizer. So that's what I'm about to do. And then I'm going to show y'all some of the stuff that's starting to starting to show production, because I'm excited. We are we're in June, beginning of June. Today is June the 4th, I think. So yeah, pretty excited about that. Like I said, planted a lot of my stuff out first week in May. So you're seeing like a month's worth of growth in this garden. So that's pretty good. And you're going to see what is producing in a month since I planted it out. So actually, I just checked the weather, and it's supposed to rain tomorrow. Fertilizing before it rains is said you should not do that, because it can wash away. So we are going to wait. Yeah, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. We have a 55% chance of rain tomorrow, but it's only like 20% in each of those hours. So I'll tell you what, if it doesn't rain tomorrow, or shoot, even if it does rain, because that's actually a perfect time to fertilize your garden, when your soil is nice and moist, because the garden needs to be moist in order for the roots to be able to pick up any nutrients that's in the soil. So if it rains tomorrow, then we'll fertilize. I'll make sure that I record that. But tonight, let's look at some of the things that's growing in the garden. So the first thing is, we are already getting peppers. This is a Fijo Azan paprika. I definitely know I butchered that name, but let me show you the tag. That way, if you're interested, let's see. If you're interested, you can go and grab that one, because listen, I know I said that name wrong. The other thing is, we have lots of flowers on the tomatoes. There are flowers all over the tomatoes, and the flowers is where your tomatoes are going to come from. In case you're new to gardening, because when I first started gardening, I didn't really know where anything came from. Like when my blueberries started to flower, I was like, well, I guess this is where the blueberry will come from. But I wasn't sure, so I just figured I'd say that. I know I have people here that garden already, but I'm also sure there are people here that do not garden. So if you don't garden, that's where your tomato is going to come from. The calendula is really taking off, y'all. Like, it's taking off. It looks so pretty over here. We love that. The beans have started going up the trellis. These are the runner beans. They're a purple potted pole bean, and I absolutely love them. They are running up and down already. The other thing is our cucumbers are starting to attach to the trellis. They're getting tall, so we should have cucumbers and beans covering this trellis. That sunflower that self-sowed itself, look, y'all. That thing is tall. And I stake that too. So these T-posts are being used for two different things. The tomatoes are being staked to that, and so is this humongous sunflower that was growing. The amaranth is growing nicely. So what I'm gonna do is once this gets a few branches, I'm gonna tie it to the trellis and then just kind of let it lay flat on the trellis. There is a blue butterfly plant over here too. So that's starting to go up the trellis. We have some cuckoozy gourds over here that I just planted out. So they'll be going up this trellis too. I think it's gonna be pretty. So I'm excited to see what this trellis looks like. That amaranth is not gonna go up and over. It'll just be more at the bottom. And then the cuckoozy gourd and hopefully that blue butterfly flower will start to bush out and cover the trellis. So we'll see what that's gonna look like. The blueberries are still blueberrying. I harvested some of these yesterday, and now we are ready to harvest again. And a few people keep asking me, like, what do I do to my blueberries to have them be, you know, that big and look that nice? Really, I didn't do anything this year because I did not have time. But normally I will put some holly tone in the soil, and that is it. And someone asked me to do a video about pruning them. I don't. I've probably pruned them one time. I don't prune my blueberry bushes. I am not telling anyone else not to prune their blueberry bushes, but I do not. I have not since the first time I did it, and they're growing just fine. I'm not telling you to do it though. The other thing that's happening is that middle bed. Y'all remember us cutting that basil back? Oh my goodness. The basil is coming back with a vengeance. It loved that little haircut. It's time to cut it again, if I'm honest. The basil looks amazing. This whole row is basil. There's beans behind it. Oh, y'all, finally, the dwarf sunflowers are starting to grow. Like, they're starting to get some height on them. These I just planted last week. That one I planted. This one I planted with the ones that I just showed you down there. But this bed is looking amazing. If those sunflowers come in, it's gonna be so pretty. If them sunflowers come in, it's gonna be so pretty, y'all. Oh, we got an echinacea growing. So this echinacea plant that's over here with the daisy is finally starting to bloom, and I think it's so pretty, y'all. Like, I think it is so pretty. And then of course, you know, I told y'all the daisy was showing out already. And then the roses are looking really good too. That's over in the orchard area. And if you know me, like I think you know me, you know we're not going over there tonight. The other thing is all those squash we put in. The first leaves are looking yellow, but the actual squash leaves are looking nice and green. So excited about that. Cause like I said, I'm gonna get some squash this year. I'm gonna get some squash this year. But that's kind of, oh, I have some beans that finally started to flower. They're in one of these beds that I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with them. But you know what? They're flowering, so I might be leaving these beans even while I try to figure out what I'm going to do with these beds. I know what I should show you all. The greenhouse. The greenhouse got replanted. If you, I don't know if I told y'all over here, but I know I said it over on Instagram that I took my peppers out of here. Well, then of course I told y'all because I did that in the garden tour the other day. But anyway, I took my peppers out of here because I am new to growing in a greenhouse. Not sure what I'm doing. Also not sure that it's getting all the light that it needs in here. So we replaced it with a bunch of tomatoes that I had that you know, they were extra, and I'm gonna learn how to grow in here with those tomatoes. So that's what that bed is looking like. It look right sad, don't it, y'all? But I do have some pretty nasturtiums going on in here, so that's pretty. And I don't think I've had any nasturtiums to pop outside yet. So that's cool. Maybe I could grow nasturtiums in here, because nasturtiums are not a fan of a lot of heat. They can grow through the heat. They're not a fan of it. So this is what the greenhouse bed is looking like. But we can figure it out, y'all. I promise you we'll figure it out. And then over here is the herb bed. So some of the herbs are getting bigger. So that's a plus. This wormwood just gonna grow wherever you put it, baby. This is some basil. That's some hyssop. That's no, this is wormwood. I'm sorry. This is mugwort that's gonna grow wherever you put it. There's some lovage in here. So everything is kind of small in there. But I do wish I had not put my moringa trees in here. I will tell you what I'm probably going to do when my potatoes finish. I'm probably going to take that moringa out here and put them in a bag. I have grown one in a pot before and it grew just fine. So that's probably what I'm going to do with that moringa. The things that I really don't want to lose, I'm going to put them out in the garden where I know how to grow. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in the garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.